Hi folks, welcome back to Physics with Captain Rod. I'm making this video here to help you out with number 6 in your Unit 1 homework. So let's see, consider the following three vectors, here. Oh, I'm sorry, just the following vectors, two of them. Let's see, sketch the vectors below tip to tail, try to at least eyeball their relative magnitudes. So let's start with the first vector. All right, 100 units at 120 degrees. So start by putting a little coordinate system somewhere, just a little tiny, x, y. When you're dealing with vectors, you should always have a coordinate system. Now, 120 degrees puts you into quadrant 2, right? So just a little reminder here, right? Here's a 90-degree angle. Now, if I kept going to here, that's 180. So 120 looks something like about here. So we're going to draw this vector now. There we go. Boom. You should use straight edges when you do this, please, or at least as nice as you can. So this vector is 100 units long. That's the magnitude. Now, wouldn't hurt to do this right now. If this is 120, that makes this angle 180 minus 120. I believe that's 60 degrees. Probably going to want that a little later. All right, the next one. 50 degrees at 230. I'm sorry, 50 units at 230 degrees. Now here's the kicker. You're starting that here. So if you want, if this helps, right, you don't have to do this, but you can draw a little coordinate system here, like a little x, y right there, right? 230 degrees, well, there's 90, 180 puts you down here into quadrant 3. And this vector is 50 units. That's half of the first one. So that might look something like so. So when this says eyeball relative magnitude, that's what I'm talking about. Just like I did over here where I found what's called the reference angle, I probably would do the same thing here. Keep in mind the hypotenuse of this thing is 50. Okay. Then you sketch in your resultant. So basically I've taken this one a little too far. It's virtually done here, but your resultant starts here, finishes here. Now, the next part where it says find the resultant in unit vector form. Take those two vectors and write them in unit vector form. So A is going to look like, I'll just say a number I plus a number j. Now, when we go back and look at your picture, you'll notice that A effectively is to the left and up. So this one will be negative. This number here will be positive. Right, and you get them by right angle trigonometry on a triangle that looks like this. Okay, vector B, write it in unit vector form. Right, so that's going to look like a number I plus a number in the j direction. Now look at vector B is this one. Notice that basically is left and down. So this will be a negative number, and so will this one. Now when you find your resultant, right, you add vectors by adding components. So you're going to be adding these and these. You should get a negative number, right? So this is going to look like some number times I plus some number j. This number here should be negative. This number here should be positive. Next, draw the resultant and find its magnitude and the angle with the positive x-axis. So once you have these, you should be able to sketch the resultant, and I'll just do a real quick, draw yours, but say, let's say it looks something like, and again, this is just kind of a made-up example. If this ended up something like minus 2i plus 3j, and again, it's not, but let's say it did. That would mean 2 to the left and 3 up. So in this picture, it'd be like 2 to the left. 3 up would be about 1.5 times as large. That's what I mean by pay attention to eyeball relative magnitude. Then you would draw the resultant. Right now, here's some sort of angle. You give it a name like theta. The resultant you find by Pythagorean theorem. 3 squared plus 2 squared equals r squared in my made-up example. And then this angle you can find by the tangent function. In my example, the tangent of the angle theta is equal to 3/2. You take the inverse tangent to get theta. Now keep in mind this says the angle with the positive x-axis. That would be this one right here. So that's how you do this problem. I've pretty well mapped it out for you. That should get you through it. And I believe problem 7 is basically the same, so I'm not going to go through and do that. I'll let you think about that and draw your picture. 8, the same. It just has 3 vectors instead of 2. All right, I think I'll just stop that video right there and make this over those problems 6, 7, and 8. So hope that this helps you with your homework. Have a great day.